afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another exciting Propagandacast with me, your host, Imperial Dane, Master Propaganda Hero Strike, Defender of the Fatherland. Off here to an exciting 1 vs 1 on. Crossing in the woods between the south, we got here Whorunbartertown, fighting for the Soviet Union, socialism. Taking on the role here of the 10th Mechanized Corps vs north, we got Tobis, fighting for the Wehrmacht, Germany, Deutschland. Leading out here with the 1st Panzer Division, fighting for the fatherland. Here with encirclement docks immediately chosen, and a triple pioneer, so with the pioneer, Panzer Grenadier and MD-42 bulletins. There's a Soviet Shock Army, Guard Rifle, and conscript support tactics with triple conscript there for him. So he's clearly going for a conscript heavy build here, as Tobis is going very heavy on the pioneers. It's a strategy he's sort of been pioneering as of late to an extent. It's sort of a tier 2 rush, but it's one that's sort of much more focused on getting a lot of pioneers out, but sort of place where others will mix up MD-42s to a large degree. Tobis is just very heavy on the pioneers. There might be a single MD-42, but his strategy is very much get out a lot of pioneers. So in that regard, you know, it's a return to the, in a sense, the old Piospam strategy of companies 1, though perhaps not quite sufficient. So we're still nonetheless pushing it aggressively across the field here with 4 pioneer squads, seizing territory left and right. Of course, they will struggle with the rest of the conscripts, so in that regard, he's going to have to, in essence, employ what most conscripts would do, you know, versus other infantry. They just, you know, try to sort of seek out a favourable engagement and wipe the rest with the pioneers. So we'll have to see how Whorunbartertown reacts to this, because it is a pretty unusual Wehrmacht strategy. And there you go, MD-42. So 4 pioneers into MD-42, all backed up here by encirclement doctrine. I wonder if we'll get to see enclose the pockets, though. I mean, that would be neat. So grabbing points here, grabbing points there, going for the fuel points, going for the munitions point. Pioneers holding up, there's engineers here, tying them down. Conscript moving from the other side, conscript moving up here to hit the cuff point. Very good move there. It's not able to deal with that, and there you go. Pioneers sprinting up into colour there, contesting the point as the conscript fall back here, not quite keen on fighting in a more effective range. There you go, falling back into the house, taking hits, can quickly pop back into the fuel point. And there you go, Pioneers rushing against the conscript here to cut off the point. Whorunbartertown might consider 4th country squad here, and there you go, just immediate retreat versus the pioneers. And down here, pioneers push back with the conscript near combos that push towards here. So a bit of back and forth here, harassment and whatnot between Tobis and Whorunbartertown. Point there secured, engineers moving up for the fuel point there. Whorunbartertown, of course, just wants to roll back as much map control here for Tobis as fast as possible. As Tobis is obviously going to try and use this just rush ahead for light vehicles, Panzer Grenadiers and whatnot. But there you go, hitting the fuel point here. Fuel point there being secured. Pioneers hanging back here. Pioneers pushing up the centre, and then conscript point almost there. 4th conscript got out for Whorunbartertown in the west. Pioneers now back in the house with the conscripts. MD-42 moving in there for Tobis. And the 1st Panzer Division. Pioneers falling a bit back here. Conscript almost got the munitions here. There we go, conscripts pushed back. Rapidly sent skirting away. Feeling infirmary up here for Whorunbartertown. I mean, so far it's not had any sort of severe losses, so can he sort of afford it? And certainly long term, it's going to be quite a helpful investment there versus Tobis, who's already building up his like to make a nice company. Pioneers rushed off, meaning now the eastern half of the map there's open for him. Pioneers there versus conscripts. He needs to probably move over here so he can sort of better flank them instead falls back. Just try and deal with them at range. So a lot of rapid back and forth here. And again, a sort of more unique strategy. I've certainly heard a bunch about it. I've also seen other players sort of employ it with varying degrees of success. So to see the player who's sort of been, well, again, pioneering it, you know, is interesting. Pioneers with flammable methods they're moving up, grabbing fuel here, grabbing points there. Molotovs up for Whorunbartertown. I mean, this is a pioneer heavy strategy. I'm not quite convinced it's going to be the best choice there, to be honest. I think he'd be better off spending the resources on some fast tech, or maybe anti-tank grenades in preparation for light vehicles a lot, because, I mean, in some regards, this is a tier 2 rush strategy to an extent, just with a more heavier, well, pioneered component to it. So he'd be rather better off preparing, I think, forward. I mean, he just misclicked and went for, actually wanted to go for the anti-tank grenades, but missed and hit the Molotovs. We'll see. But there you go, 2-2 on the way there, but Whorunbartertown keeping up pressure. Meanwhile, Tobis going for the cuff points. Ranks as a cut off the access to the fuel there by the looks of it. Though he's keeping a pioneer squad here in the house just to make it harder for Whorunbartertown to move about. Pioneers got retreating. 2-2 halfway down. There we go. Hitting the cuff points there on Tobis. So, I mean, Whorunbartertown seems to sort of figured out they might even played against it before. and who knows what, but there you go, Molotovs. In which case, I mean, if he has played football, there might be more purpose there to the Molotovs, but I'm personally still a bit unsure about it. But there you go, 2-2 ramming here for Tobis and the 1st Panzer Division, going straight there for the conscripts. Autocannon, crack machine gun there, unleashing hell. Conscripts versus Pioneers, and he's pushing back the Pioneers, almost wiping out entirely, grabbing the munitions there. And there you go, forced away. Anti-tank grenades following up here for Run Bartertown. So he's now managed to gain most of the map away here from Tobis, though of course the 2-2 will likely try and put a stop to that. Whorunbartertown could run a quick counter here with the Guards Riflemen. You know, anti-tank rifles, DP light machine guns, all that could be quite helpful versus this huge assembly there of cheaper infantry, plus the 2-2 there going to tank grenades off down in the 2-2-2. Back here, troop ceiling reinforcing. Whorunbartertown needs to be careful he doesn't stick around too long. He has to get back on the field quickly to contest the next wave from Tobis. And he goes for shock army? That's a surprising move. I mean, I don't know. I mean, in this set of circumstances, I'd probably more like considering that the Guard Rifleman has some of these same core elements, you know, deep PPS light machine guns. It has Guards Rifles, you might better suit for this, artillery. Even air support. I mean, the only difference is you get a heavy mortar and the shock troopers, but with the light vehicles and more like to follow, it just seems like the Guard Rifle would be a better suited choice. So I'm not entirely sure what's going on there for Whorunbartertown. Though, of course, I mean, all three of the doctrines all had in common. They all offered submachine guns for his basic infantry. So he's clearly operating with this conscript heavy strategies. But this one, in the current circumstances, seems a bit of a peculiar choice. I mean, we'll see there. I mean, we'll see what he gets out of it. Pioneers moving ahead, though. Still a 4 squads. We've got the 2 opening up there. Advancing conscripts. You've got Panzer Grenadier there arriving on the field for Tobis and the Fatherland. Got to the Molotoving the Pioneers there. A lot of Molotovs, in fact, over here from Whorunbartertown at Tobis' Pioneers out in the open, cutting them to ribbons. See some time off from PPS H41s. 2-2 rolling about. We got the counter there trying to make the catch from another angle. Maximum on the way the Whorunbartertown control some of all of Tobis' infantry and the Pioneers. Definitely not a bad choice. Though, of course, with the doctrinal choice he's made, he's definitely going to go maybe consider field gun down the road. But there you go, more Molotovs here. Panzer gun is around to deal with the conscripts, supported by the 2-2. The conscripts, they do not stand a chance. Whorunbartertown might want to consider actually switching over from pushing up through the east instead of hitting the west very hard. So to try to make progress that way, much faster rather than just trying to beat himself out here against Tobis and his now freshly arrived Panzer Grenadier. So 2-2 then watching the main road, perhaps anticipating a move towards them, just want to be ready in case for it, but it seems like Whorunbartertown's going to keep pushing up here. Back the reinforcement healing going on here for Tobis and the 1st Panzer Division. Constantly up to support the Maxim. We got a sprint there, turned by the Panzer to get out of the suppressive fire, but didn't quite work out there for Tobis. But certainly encirclement is rather neat and offers, you know, sprint for a lot of units that otherwise cannot sprint. That's giving you some more flexibility on the battlefield. And there we go, 6-3 out here for Whorunbartertown. I think a solid choice there, considering there's potential for more light vehicles from Tobis. He does not seem to be going for flame for half attack. Instead, telemines there. He's anticipating a counterattack in the form of light armor, and is already preparing counters for it. Very sensible play there by Tobis. Very sensible play. A T-70 would in fact be one of his biggest threats at the moment, even if he's sort of controlling fuel to an extent. Having a sort of a counter ready for it would not be a poor choice. Or for that matter, an anti-aircraft after it. So a few well-placed telemines could prove it very helpful down the road. But there you go, regaining the east here, pushing back Tobis, pushing back the Germans, and then hit the Cough point here. I mean, Tobis certainly displaying some nice aggressive mindset there, and sort of always on the lookout for weak spots he can hit, and that way you're trying to leave his opponent cut off and disrupt it. We'll successfully draw away 2 Pioneers with a single Molotov. Pretty good here, troops healing reinforcing. Panzer Grenadier has almost got the Cough point secured, and of course he won't be able to get the fuel or any of the resources from that point. And we got Stormtroopers out occupying the house, then putting pressure on the field gun. Looking for weaker supporting weapons there to strike at. Nasty play there by Tobis. But certainly further taking advantage of it. that overall is strategy there, and how the doctrine fits well with it. Quick battle out in the conscripts, catching that in the open, and oh, that's going to be a full wipe. That big loss there for Whorunbartertown and the 10th Mechanized Corps. But we got something soon going up for the conscripts. Then also as well pushing back the stormtroopers, driving them out into the open. Field gun there, ready to soon go out. Conscript out with the 4th conscript squad there for Whorunbartertown. He could, in theory, against the shock troopers, he'd help deal with the infantry and the pioneers. I mean, the shock troopers would be very efficient in terms of being a choice there, but he of course might feel that might be vulnerable to light vehicles since the shock troopers can't deal with that. Meanwhile, we got take up there for Tobis, taking advantage again of the sort of the lead he's now managed to gain up there, thanks in part to the 2-2, but also of course the increase in panzer, and it isn't always Tobis' disruptive tactics. I mean, he's very much clearly aiming to at every possible moment try and disrupt Whorunbartertown, his defences and his formations, making it easy there to punch through from the front or from wherever else he wants to punch from. Conscript sending northwards there. Other squad sent running away. He might want to try and take up soon. Fuel he lost again, and also you're going to think he should consider more pressure on the west. There's an MD-42 guarding here, which apparently Tobis has forgotten all about. Conscript doing what they can, but ultimately are overwhelmed by the sheer German presence in the area. But there you go. Second wave of conscripts, PVH-41s, just spewing lead. Torrents and torrents of hot lead at the Germans. There you go. Forcing retreat here from Tobis, who did like the machine gun. He's been keeping all the way over here. That definitely feels is perhaps a bit of a tactically inferior move there by Tobis. Panzers there pursuing the field guns to try to deal with it. Meanwhile, conscripts is sweeping out the rest of the eastern side. But there's a high likelihood here now of losing the field gun without getting the 2-2. And there we go. Why? That was definitely not the best move there for Whorunbartertown. Maxim setting up, conscript enforcing healing. He's got plenty of resources to consider taking up here, but so far isn't. We'll see that here if Tobis going to try to crew the field gun, destroy it, or just ignore it, allowing Whorunbartertown to get it back. Maxim crew in here, head on assault on the Panzer gun to escort there at medium range. Definitely not the best idea there. Panzers there can make short work of them, and so far has made very short work of them. Concentrating from the north, so that's going to help. Try to push here for the field gun by Whorunbartertown's beleaguered conscripts, and there you go. Molotov saves the Maxim. There's down to just 2 men. Panzers there by veteran 2 conscripts out in the open net. That's going to be a loss there for Whorunbartertown. He doesn't retreat right now. That's going to be a full wipe, in fact. So very close there, very close. Another conscript squad moving in. Panzer there's getting a bit too close to the fire, and might be forced to retreat. They're actually really low in health. And there we go. Tobis retreats. He pulls away. More healing reinforcement. Field gun, another Maxim there for Whorunbartertown. He's using the 2-2-2 to try and destroy the field gun. Otto, I feel like there's better ways we could use our cannons than trying to destroy field guns like this. Yeah, well, we got orders to do it, so we better do it. Even if it is a waste. French the MD-42. Stormtrooper squad there, good to go. Should add in an assault rifle there to just further augment our firepower and shooting rations. Almost got that field gun, but it's down to less than half health. Constantly hit that ooh-rah-ring. And then going before 2 push back, quickly crewing the field gun there to ensure it doesn't get destroyed by accident by anything else. So there he goes, got 2 field guns and soon 2 Maxims to try and counter Tobis' aggressive tactics as he hits the fuel point again and still isn't going for assault rifles. Come on, Tobis. Flamethrowers instead of the priority here for his pioneers. You can also, in fact, in a few moments go for the Panzer IV. Whereas Whorunbartertown is yet to take up beyond the support from company, and that's, I mean, in this regard, having 2 field guns is going to prove to be quite helpful. And they definitely weren't a poor choice. It's just, I do feel like you could still be trying to push it a bit, just a bit. Molotov here, pioneers, a bit extended. There goes Stormtroopers, the Maxim coming out there to hit the calf point. Pioneers still need to retreat to double flamethrowers from double pioneers with double veterans too. It's not a good situation there to be called in. Pushed back from the west here by the Panzer Grenadiers. Also gained Vet C2, so now we got 2 Vets and 2 Panzer Grenadier squad here for Tobis. And das Vaterland. Panzer Grenadiers there wiping out a Maximum. A huge explosion, tearing apart the Maximum crew. And field gun there, almost getting the 2-2, shooting there with 76.2 mm gun. Oh! Oh, it gets away. Oh dear. Sliver of health left, but it gets away. Lost a field gun crew as well there, just as the Panther 4 might be able to strike here for Tobis. That is definitely not good there for Run Bartertown. Tobis certainly displaying a wide Panzer gun. These on excellent force selection because they are pretty good at dealing with support weapons. And that's why you kind of want a few squads to work with the tanks so they can quickly take out care of any sort of support weapons that might disrupt the rest of the infantry, or say your tanks. There you go, Panther 4 strikes. Who run Bartertown in a very sticky situation here versus Tobis. Very sticky. Up close and knuckle here with the Panthers and the conscripts. Still no assault rifles for the Stormtroopers. Bomb grenade attempt there did not have much of an impact. He's going to have to recruit the field gun. Needs to get the own up this roll versus the Panther 4. And there we go, Teal field gun's ready. Almost losing that one though. There you go, direct hit there from the field gun on the Panther 4, penetrating its 80mm of armour. But the other one is struggling to keep pace there. In this case, he's just trying to get out of there, which I think is a very sensible choice. Still no sign of take up here, and we got engineers sneaking up behind, trying to harass, and that way cut off some of Tobis' fuel flow. Maximum recruit there as well. He has lost 1 Pioneer squad there out of the 4 he made. And he's also lost the 2-2. It finally went down by the looks of it. Field gun sending out troops in reinforcing. Who run Bartertown main match in the defensive still here versus Tobis. Tobis, their Panthers doing what they can. Conscripts taking losses there. More conscripts pushing back. The Panzer going to deal it. Hanging about here. Double field guns ready to blast any fascists to bits. And Pioneer setting out as well. But still, no assault rifles. I definitely feel that is a oversight there by Tobis. Definitely an oversight. Maximum infantry there trying to advance here on the anti-tank positions. Constantly moving out as well to further bow-state. And there you go, Panther wing. If you get behind the house, it should be able to clear out the Maxim. But he doesn't. He takes a longer route, takes several hits from the field guns, down to half health, immediately forcing Tobis to pull it back. And there you go, continued head-on assault here. In this regard, Tobis' plan, they're heavily reliant on infantry and just moving about smartly. He's beginning to run into some issues once Tobis begins to bring up, or not me Tobis, but Who Run Bartertown begins to bring up sufficient support weapons to that way make these kind of tactics a lot harder without any sort of form of smoke from mortars. So Tobis could find himself forced to have to go for the infantry combat. He needs to bring up some mortars if he wants to keep up with these kind of tactics here versus Who Run Bartertown. "41 kills in those Panzer Grenadiers. Panther 4 doing what he can, but he's down to half health, so he can't really afford to go on long. He just charges at the Panzer Grenadiers. "Do not worry, your belief in Comrade Stalin shall render you bulletproof." Well, not him. He clearly didn't believe it. Not him or him. Well, apparently you guys don't believe very much. Meanwhile, the kill count increases for the Panzer Grenadiers. And again, certainly shows why I like them. I've only were to get some assault rifles, and the Stormtroopers, they could also show why they're so amazing. In particular when you use tactical advance. Still 49 kills. Forced retreat. Panzer 4 being fixed up. He can actually go for another one. Hell, he could, in theory, take up and go for Panthers if he wanted to, though I wouldn't recommend it. But there you go, finally another Panther on the way there. Tobis is a bit inefficient with the resources, might be a bit overconfident, hubris. Who knows, but he doesn't certainly seem to be thinking a bit about there. He could easily be pushing for bigger things faster, and he could at least let another Panther out sooner. So it feels like he's sort of slacking a bit off there. And meanwhile, Who Run Bartertown Moving straight on, can soon go for T-34s from the 6s, which, while initially going to struggle there versus all those tanks, might be able to provide a bit of support versus the infantry, make it harder for Tobis to just rush about with them. And you need... Come on, Tobis. Sturmgewehr. Sturmgewehr für die Sturmtruppen. Mach schnell. Engineers versus Pioneers. Quick sprint there to close in. Very good work there. Panther 4 setting in on its own. Bit risky there. Oh, we got Stormtroopers, but still without assault rifles. Conspiracy from westwards. Looks like the Whorunbartertown starting to get a bit more confident here versus Tobis. Storm squad flanking in. Conscript there versus the Panzer 4. Panzer 4 MD-42 minutes could be able to deal with the conscripts there. Of course, he's going to focus all of his field guns, it seems, in just that one Panther 4 there, and that should be able to put it back pretty fast. There we go. 2 hits, down to half health. Panzers are flanking in. The veterans, the heroes of the crossing in the woods, but their eternal foe, the Maxim, appears and suppresses them, meaning they can't be quite as impressive. They help get the Maxim their white on retreat. He could use sustained fire here, by the way, if he wanted, but there you go. Panzer going to be flanking in there with a Gewaltverladung, tossing it through the windows, blowing the entire thing apart, wiping out Whorunbartertown's Maxim crew, and then wiping out the field gun crew. Total carnage and disruption there. Tobis' assault breaks Whorunbartertown's defensive nucleus. 53 kills. A walking war crime. Full retreat here, transforming, but it's going to be right in front of a field gun there. Just recruit. You can actually go for another Panther 4. Easily. He could also go for half-track to support his infantry, give them more frontline presence. He could take up for Panzerwehr efforts. Like, there's a lot of things here that Tobis overall could be doing. But there you go. First tank arriving here for Whorunbartertown and the 10th Mechanized Corps. His men beaten, battered and bruised, but not defeated yet. Anyways, Panther 4 doing what he can there with 3 kills. Field gun coming up there on the conscript. Holy moly, he almost got it there. And with the damaging, there's a good chance his field guns can now catch up. All the T-34 just gets it. T-34 moving in. Sergeant Petrovich going for it. If he could just stop firing his dummy rounds at the Panzer 4. Machine gun wipe, oh dear. Might be here that Tobis is in a bit of trouble. He's almost lost the Panzer 4 plus machine gun. T-34 bounces again. Panzer is moving in. Panzer 4 number 2 moving in. Field guns not quite set up to support, by the way. And... oh no. Panzer 4 armor proving, in this case, to be just enough. Panzers are taking loss as they get too close to the tank, get shot. T-34 down. Panzer 4 survives. Some fortunate RNG there for Tobis. Imagine a moment of high frustration there for Tobis, for Whorunbartertown. And a complaint to the Commissariat of Munitions for giving him faulty munitions. But they failed to penetrate. But, Major, that's just how the T-34 gun works. It's not that amazing anymore. Technically, it wasn't. It was not rated particularly high for anti-tank performance as the war went on. That was not really what it was designed for. Most tank guns were not particularly designed for defeating other tanks. They were primarily designed for taking care of infantry and dug-in infantry. Doctrinally, so Doctrine, well, basically sort of left that role to tank destroyers and the likes. There you go, stolen MD-42. 3 Panther 4 still operable here for Tobis, but Whorunbartertown, they're going for another T-34. And he's certainly got a lot of suppressive firepower in there to hold back Tobis, and that's going to actually make things pretty difficult for Tobis. Even with men with 53 kills in total. Troops healing and forcing. Need to get that field gun out of there pretty quickly. Maximuming in pursuit. 56 kills, Molotov off there. And there you go, rushed off. Big 2 points whilst there's down to 114 here for Run Bartertown. Tobis with 450 is certainly looking quite dominant. And there you go, straight into the field guns here. Half health, quick blitzkrieg to get out of there, but might not be enough, might not be enough. Can he get away? Just gets away in the nick of time. Damn close though, damn close. But so far, Tobis has yet to lose a single panzer, though he has lost a bit of other things by now. And he still hasn't upgraded his stormtrooper with the assault rifle. He's also more consistently flowing manpower when he, might want to consider some more elements. So it does feel like Tobis is getting perhaps a bit overconfident, or he's slowly moving into a situation where he's not actually entirely sure what he wants to do. He's hesitating, in which case that's giving Whorunbartertown more time to strike back and get into the game. Looking straight for the Stormtrooper, the T-54. Panzer IV though hits back, plus another Panzer IV nearby. Though of course we got the field guns here keeping track and supporting. There you go, straight into the field guns, half health already. Vetchi 2 on one of the field guns. Small chance there, and Panzer IV down. Loss for the fatherland, the first Panzer Division, and one of its panzers blow up. So he's quick to replace it with another Panzer IV, plus he's going for more Panzer guns. He's finally expending some of his manpower, though sadly not expending any munitions on the Stormtrooper. Second Panzer IV getting blasted with the field guns. Now both are veterans here too, and there you go. The hero Panzer Grenadiers with 56 kills retreat. As they suddenly find themselves without any support and biting off a lot more than they can chew. Fixing up the T-34 sometime before calling another one, but if you can get more than one, he's certainly going to help him a lot. Another Panzer IV there running for the first Panzer Division. Grabbing points here, laying down telemines to try and make it harder for Whorunbartertown to use his T-34s. Not a bad move. He's setting up munitions, possibly for your artillery storm attacks. The ultimate ones consider mines of his own to slow down Tobis' infantry assaults. Being caught here by the Panzer IV. No, they're bunched up! Oh, an excellent strike there by the Panzer IV. Taking out most of the conscripts there, leaving many dead or dying. Panzer there holded by the Maxim. Still not upgrading the Stormtrooper with assault rifle, by the way. He is apparently not keen on doing that for whatever reasons. But there you go, Panzer IV pushed back here by the field gun, and we got the Sicily arriving. Oh, Pioneers plus quality. Oh no! Oh, those are the ones with 25 kills, not the ones with 56 kills. T-34 from the Panzer IV. Panzer IV shot bounces off the T-34. And there you go, second one that penetrates, almost gets to the 2. $81 points left though versus 463. 36, yes, 36. Panzer IV the push back, but pushing back the Maxim, not the other way around. Panzer IV's hanging back. He needs to actually organise his Panzer IVs a bit more together. I mean, he's operating them very separately. Of course, if what does it to get attack one position, that can be great. But if he's just sort of fighting smaller separate battles here and there, though, he is losing out there on a lot of firepower. And certainly going against the preferences of Guderian, who always prefer, to concentrate his armor when it's overall, since that just gives you more power. Panzer IV on the move. T-54's field gun setting up. Oh dear. Sending in his Panzer IV alone. No support, no infantry, no nothing. There we go. Gains for T2. Penetrating it. Second Panzer IV burst. The third one. That's still being repaired. And there you go. Need to pull back both Panzer IVs. Another Panzer IV down there. Tobis is struggling here, I think, to sort of work his forces together more coherently. Might be exhaustion or something else. But it's certainly giving Whorunbartertown some good opportunities to actually deliver some crippling blows there to Tobis, knocking out several of his Panzer IVs by now. So that's certainly something that Tobis needs to work on, I think, is his Panzer tactics. S-mines are laid down though by Tobis, good work. Still no assault rifle for the Stormtroopers. really is silly. They could have been doing a lot more work if he'd equipped them with assault rifles and used some tactical advantage in there. Field guns being pulled back, feeling reinforcement. Another T-34 for Run Bartertown is now controlling both fuel points, heading the victory points more consistently. And certainly once he's got access to both fuel points, he can begin just churning out the T-34s very fast, and thusly Tobis will suddenly find himself outnumbered very rapidly. Even if he sort of got the Panther Force out initially, and he's got them there, he's going to quickly find himself, outnumbered at this rate, particularly with the field guns. They're proving, of course, quite potent, and the fact that Tobis is not working his infantry and tanks together in most cases, or even working his tanks together. But, oh dear, we got airstrike in here to deal with the infantry. Some sprint, but there you go. Stormix flying in. Stormtroopers, Panzers getting hammered by cannon fire from above. Ach, mein Gott, Jabos! I want to get home. There we go. 56 kills, sprinting forwards. Going straight for the maximum. Geballte Ladung, straight onto it. Kaboom! And wiping out the entire thing. 62 kills. Punches out in the open. Pioneers getting shredded. Third Air Force proving to be incredibly lethal here. Single Panther 4 without any support versus 2 T-34s, possibly with field guns. Even at Veggie 2, that might be a risky order here for Tobis. Shot bounced off the T-34's frontal armor. Looks like the aircraft got shot down there by something. Might have been a Panther 4 with a machine gun, I'm not entirely sure which one. Hard to tell here. Panzer then pushed back. Oh, that was close there. Huge chunk of infantry moving from Whorunbartertown. Troop ceiling reinforcing. He can go for another Panther 4 there. He could also consider Stugs. Though what he definitely should consider is actually some mortars, because he's usually got the resource, go for the infantry, cover there, some mortars, launch that in support, or just, some larger flanks, because right now he's starting to fight in a manner that is more advantageous to Whorunbartertown than it is to himself. And Germany. Heavy field gun fire there on the Panther 4. Other one taking heavy hits. Well, constantly getting blasted. One is virtually free, by the way. Oh, he lost his veteran Panther 4. Huge blow there to Tobis. Panzer's almost getting wiped out as well here. Things are quickly falling apart for the German army. Stormtroopers and Panzer Grenadiers wiped. The T-34 is proving, of course, incredibly lethal. Particularly once backed up with the field gun support. So right now, Tobis is actually in a pretty bad position versus Whorunbartertown. I mean, Whorunbartertown is down to 35 victory points. But now he's got a much bigger force there with many more tanks. And of course, he can quickly get in more. He can quickly get in a lot more. So now, Tobis is going to be fighting in tank-wise, rather undergunned. Numbers. 62 kills. So there you go. 2 Panzer Force versus soon to be 3 T-34s. 1 ace field gun crew here, or hero crew. We got another field gun there that could be recruited. We got maximum that could be recruited. And still Whorunbartertown is currently looking like the one with the most tanks. We got more Panzer Grenadier here for Tobis. Barely drove around that mine. Though in this case Tobis wouldn't be able to take advantage of anyway, since he had no way of knowing if it went off or moving in anything immediately to support. Deal with it. Pioneers engaged here with the T-34 and 6 closing in on Veterans 2. Panzer moving, pursuing in the T-34 engaging. There we go. We got the hero field gun here opening up. There you go, penetrating hit easily. And Panzer Grenadier being engaged with the T-34. Trying to get that victory pot, but need to be careful at Tobis. Would be a shame to lose such heroic Panzer Grenadier there with 62 kills. 62 points of heroism. Down to 1 man there. Bun grenade, a parting gift from the German army. Taking away both Pushkin and Dimitri. And there you go, right in front of this is 3 of the Panther 4 needs to get out there very fast. because there's eventually free field gun. Any tank starting there is not going to last long. Even Tiger tanks or King Tiger will struggle with that thing there. Pioneers taking losses. Tobis, again, increasingly sort of dealing with tactics now that are not particularly helpful. I mean, you're going for pack 40s here, so whatever sort of enthusiasm, drive that he had going for him in the early game is quickly pattering out here in the face of Whorunbartertown. So increasingly veteran force. There you go, hit to Telemine, finally. Panzer Force falling back into the base. We've got the T-34 force engaging. He's going for it. He's going for it. Straight to the Panzer Force. And we got air support called into Tobis' base, or at least at the edge of it. Panzer Force was taken out here. Pioneers being shredded within the confines of Tobis' base, and both his Panzer Force got the main guns knocked out. I don't think Whorunbartertown is quite aware of it. Otherwise, we could easily rush in and destroy everything Tobis had in one go, because right now there's nothing that can defend him against the... Oh, he moved in his field gun too fast. It's might get shredded here with the machine gun bunkers. Pack 40 arriving there, but T-34 should be able to get... No! Oh! He gets it before the Pack 40 crew gets a single shot off. Stug on the way for Tobis. Panzer 4, the receiving repairs. Panzer is trying to blend in, I guess. Yeah, we're totally pioneers. We don't have to go outside in front of the tanks. There you go. One Panzer IV operable for Tobis. Machine gun bunkers being knocked out here by the T-34s. Missed the T-34 there. Almost got the other Panzer IV ready. Fourth T-34 for Whorunbartertown. There you go, Stuttgart here for Tobis. Only took him 36 minutes. There you go. His armored forces somehow scratched together. Rebuilding the medic bunker. T-34 moving around. And looks like Tobis is ready to assemble here. It looks like he's also concentrating for a larger assault here, actually using infantry and armor together, maybe, or at least armor and armor together. Every shot bounces or misses the T-34. Comes down in front of the Panzer also getting absolutely obliterated there. Constrained within his base here. There are a few options, few places for Tobis to go here versus Whorunbartertown. He's down to 30 victory points, but has managed to turn this game around and stage one hell of a comeback. Panzer there, engaging there, 64 kills, Veggie 2 on the Panzer 4. Need to get that field gun out of the way. Stug opening up there. Guard T-34, but there you go, more air support called in. Stug doing what he can, Panzer 4's flying away there. T-34's rolling hit, supported by the field guns. Stug kaput, Panzer 4 kaput. And with that, GG, game over, loss here for Tobis. The Panzer Barber made it through here with 65 kills in the end. But overall, brutal battle here. An aggressive start from Tobis, very aggressive. Also reasonably successful there. Whorunbartertown struggled to contain it. Got a run, in particular the 2-2 style things got added in there. But he was slowly able to turn around there, taking advantage of Tobis' sort of issues with strategy and tactics, and the game went on longer. He used his armor, I think, in many cases inefficient. He also relied too much on the head-on assaults, but without sort of support that made it work, like, you know, mortar support or anything like that. There was increasingly fewer flanks. And considering he had gone for encirclement, he could at least finish it up for, you know, actually a pretty good close to pot. Considering how much. I mean, he was focused on this part of the map there. You could have drawn him in there, baited him in there, then hit this point really fast, pop close to the pocket, and just utterly annihilate Whorunbartertown maybe, but he never quite went there, and I definitely also think there were some issues there with Tobis. I mean, there's some good bits of destruction, but also things where he could have definitely done better. And overall, better armor utilization, better infantry utilization, also more flanking in some ways. But again, aggressive start that was really close to working out there. Whorunbartertown, they're struggling a bit with the early game. Could have perhaps had some T-70s out faster, something else, but slowly, but surely again managed to turn around. I do feel like he should have gone for guards rifle instead. That would have worked so much better for Whorunbartertown, though. Had a lot of the same elements he utilized, but would allowed him guards rifling, which would put more pressure on Tobis. So there you go. Hope you enjoyed this match. Hope you learned something from it. If you did, subscribe, tell your friends, share it with everyone. If not, send in a reply and provide some feedback in the comment section. This is Imperial Linking. Cheers. Thank you for watching. A big thanks to all, of course, who support me on Patreon on a daily basis or monthly basis. So thank you all, and see you all tomorrow for another episode. Bye.